Alrighty, now let's head over to our Rookie of the Year discussion, folks. We just did our MVP yesterday. We crowned Jokic as the MVP. So now let's talk about our Rookie of the Year. And now there's really kind of just two big names out there, Anthony Edwards and Lamelo Ball. So we're really just going to kind of focus on those two. Tyrese Halliburton also in the mix a little bit. You know, he played for the Kings, kind of floundered. The Kings had the opportunity to try to get into the play-in tournament. Unfortunately floundered a little bit. And then, you know, his stats here, Tyrese Halliburton, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, only played 58 games also. But, you know, when we look at Anthony Edwards, he had 19 points, 4 rebounds, 2.9. We'll round it up to 3 assists. So really just kind of, you know, Anthony Edwards did everything better than, you know, Tyrese Halliburton besides the assisting. But then we have Lamelo Ball with these 6 assists, so better than Tyrese Halliburton. So Tyrese Halliburton was never even the best of one category. So we're really not going to focus too much on him. Never really had that huge impact. I mean, we heard Lamelo Ball get upgraded from the bench in the starting lineup, and that was kind of his moment that he kind of took the league by storm. Anthony Edwards kind of took the league by storm by just getting it done himself on that Timberwolves team, trying his best because Karl Anthony Towns missed a lot of games. D'Angelo Russell missed a lot of games. So, you know, it was just him there by himself, and he started to make a name for himself, putting up the, you know, almost, you know, scoring like 20 points every game, getting it done, being that main scorer. So we just never really got that by Tyrese Halliburton. He never had his kind of big game, big stretch of games that really kind of put his name on the map in the national media, having everybody talk about him. So unfortunate there by Tyrese Halliburton. We're really not going to pay too much attention to him here. Same thing to go with Jashan Tate, and really no fault of his own here because this kind of Rockets team was still big old dysfunctional the entire year with, you know, the whole saga of Victor Oladipo and John Wall and Christian Wood, and then them all being out and getting traded away, and then bringing Kelly Olynyk, and then Kelly Olynyk was basically the best player on this team, and it was just him out there. So same thing here with Jashan Tate. The stats were a little lackluster as well. 11 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Like we said, Lamelo Ball and Anthony Edwards, they've got the better stats overall than these other ones, and Jashan Tate really just kind of snuck under the radar, never really made his big old appearance there. So we're really not going to, you know, you can kind of make the argument, I guess, for these two players, Jashan Tate and Tyrese Halliburton. I would not agree, but you can make your case, I guess. So we're really just going to be focusing on here Anthony Edwards and Lamelo Ball. So let's start talking about them. The first thing we've got to talk about is the stats. What were they doing the entire season? So here we go. Let's start with Anthony Edwards. 19 points a game. Very well done. I think he led all the rookies in scoring. I believe that. 19 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists every game. Very well done. He shot 41% from the field. A little lackluster there, but 32% from 3. Once again, just kind of on par. 33%. It's kind of the average. He's at 32.9. So, you know, basically the 33, basically the average. And now Lamelo Ball, 15 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists. Very well done with the 6 assists. Absolutely magnificent. He shot 43% from the field. Once again, just kind of meh. And 35% from 3, which is pretty solid there. So he shot 75% from the free throw line. Anthony Edwards shot 77, so kind of the same there. So the big kind of disparities here is that Lamelo Ball was the better passer, but, you know, Anthony Edwards was the better scorer. And when we looked at kind of, you know, who the players were on their teams, Lamelo Ball was passing to Terry Rozier, who's cashing out from 3, Devontae Graham, who's cashing out from 3, and Gordon Hayward, their best kind of scorer out there. He was able to pass the ball. So Lamelo Ball had better opportunities, better players to cash in on those assists. Plus, he was also a point guard. That's his job, to have the assists, facilitate the floor. So Anthony Edwards only having the 2.9, never had those kind of cash out players on his team. Karl Anthony Towns really, you know, missed a lot of games. I think he missed like 20 games. D'Angelo Russell missed like 30 games. So those are players that can cash out, but Anthony Edwards didn't have the luxury of playing with them all season long. So that's where we can kind of, you know, excuse the only 3 assists that he was having every single game, and we really don't think that should hurt him too much in the Rookie of the Year discussion. All right, so stats-wise, I think I give it to Anthony Edwards. Those 19 points, when you have to score, Lamelo Ball wasn't able to put up those points like that. So I think we have to give the slight edge to Anthony Edwards in the overall stats column. All right, the other thing we have to look at is how many games they played Anthony Edwards played every single game, and we have to weigh that so heavily, folks. It has to be a huge reason. That's why we can't give Joel Embiid the MVP. He missed 20 games. Anthony Edwards played every single game. Jokic played every single game. You have to respect that, folks. Taking care of your body, not being injured, it's a skill, folks. And I know luck does have, a little bit to play in there, but these players that are able to play every single game, you have to respect that, and you have to weigh that more heavy than a player that missed 20 games that was able to kind of get the rest. I know they were recovering from injury, but they were still able to get the rest. Anthony Edwards out there every single game. So once again, another slight edge here to Anthony Edwards for the Rookie of the Year. Lamelo Ball only played 51 games, missed 20 games. Unfortunate. And also, let's go to this now. Since we're bringing up games lost, let's see what the Hornets were doing without LaMelo Ball. Were they still winning games? Were they losing? Did they lose all the games that LaMelo Ball did not play? Or were they just kind of the same exact thing with LaMelo Ball than without? Because if you're not going to make that impact on your team that, we're kind of winning the same games with and without you, are you the Rookie of the Year at that point? Are you that valuable to your team? So let's see what they were doing without LaMelo Ball. Let's see how many wins and losses. So they got a win against the Spurs, a win against the Rockets, a win against the Heat. That's a pretty good win there. We'll take that. So 3 wins there. They beat the Wizards. They beat the Pacers. They beat the Thunder. They beat the Bucks. Wow, they beat the Bucks by 8? Whoa, very well done. Let me just quickly see. Was everybody playing this game for the Bucks? The Bucks. Where are we at with the Bucks? Bucks here, their starters. No, their starters were Bobby Portis, Brian Forbes, Thanasis Antetokounmpo, Jeff Teague, and Jordan Norwa. So they weren't even starting all their players, so that's not a good quality win. It's still a win. We're still going to count it. So we're at 7 wins so far. Then they beat the Blazers. Very well done there. They beat the Cavs. They beat the Celtics. They beat the Celtics by 21. Was everybody playing in this game? Let's double check this real quick. Celtics, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. Okay, they were starting everybody. All right, now that's a good win we're talking about. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 wins, and that is it. So 10 wins there. How many losses? They lose against the Clippers. They lose against the Suns. They lose against the Nets. They lose against the Celtics. They lose against the Hawks. They lose against the Lakers. They lose against the Cavs. They lose against the Nets again. They lose against the Knicks, the Bulls. They lose against the Bucks. They lose against the Celtics. So they lost. They went 10-12 in this stretch, and they lost against all the good teams, non-competitive against the best teams, able to beat the worst teams without LaMelo Ball. Does that really prove anything to us? Not really. Not able to. Well, actually, that kind of speaks to LaMelo Ball because they were winning against the bad teams but losing against the good teams. So they didn't beat any of the good teams. So that's always a good scenario for LaMelo Ball here. Let's get the win percentage of 10 wins and 22 wins. 10 wins, 12 losses during that stretch. So that's a .45 win percentage, a 45% win percentage here. Let's see what their overall record is, with LaMelo Ball and just kind of what they were doing all season long. So this Hornets team overall was .45. So they were .45 with and .45 without LaMelo Ball. So the same exact team with LaMelo Ball and without LaMelo Ball. They just weren't beating the good teams, and they weren't really beating the good teams anyway with LaMelo Ball. So really made no too much of an impact in that regards of the overall schedule regards. Where Anthony Edwards, he played every game. What was his final win percentage looking like? We know they were lackluster. They finished at .31, only 23 wins. So, all right, a little unfortunate there. All right, now what else do we have to check out? Let's do another thing I want to check out here is how they were progressing down the stretch of the season, because we want to see you get better every single game. We want to see you get better, especially if you're a rookie. I mean, you should not be good game 1 and then floundering the rest of the season, or good for the first 2 months and then floundering for the rest of the season. I mean, that just shows that you've got worse. That's not good. So let's go to their splits here and see what they were doing month by month. Were any of these players getting better? Were they just stagnant all season? So let's get that. So let's start here with Anthony Edwards in December. He was playing 25 minutes a game, averaged 15 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. He was a minus 11.5 on the floor. during that month. And then in January, the next month, playing still 25 minutes, points went down to 13, rebounds went up to 3, and assists stayed the same, but minus went down to 8. So getting better, getting it done defensively on the floor. Then in February, played 32 minutes, so upgrading, his minutes. Now he's probably the starter here. I think was he starting the entire season? How many games did he start? He started 55 games. So 17 games, first 2 months, taking it slow, easing them in. Now February, playing 32 minutes in the starting role, 16 points. Points went up. Points shot up, thankfully. Rebounds shot up, thankfully. Assists shot up there once he got into that starting role. And then his minus went down again, 6.9. So minus 6.9 on the floor, getting it done, getting better. Then March comes. Playing 35 minutes coming up again. Points went up dramatically, 24 points in March, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. And he was still, a minus 7, minus 6.9 in February, and then a minus 7.1 in March. So still kind of the same. April here, playing 34 minutes, still, the same amount there. 21 points. Points came down a little bit. 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Rebounds stayed the same. Assists went up. But then look at this, a minus 3, getting better now that Karl Anthony Towns are kind of getting back in the rhythm here. D'Angelo Russell, now that he's having actually some good players to play around with, he's getting better on the floor. And then in May, the very last month, playing 36 minutes a game, 27 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, having his best play here in the last month when everybody's on the floor. He's getting it done. He's playing the minutes, and look at this, folks, a plus 7.8 in the final month. Getting better every game, getting better every month, and we respect the heck out of that for Anthony Edwards. Now let's go to Lamelo Ball. How was he looking? We know that, he started off the bench and got to the starting lineup, so, getting better at that regard. But let's see what he's looking like here month to month. So, December. Here we go. 20 minutes played, 10 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, a minus 2.8 on the floor. January, playing 26 minutes a game, 12 points, points went up, 6 rebounds went up, and assists went up to 6. So getting better there. Then February comes, playing 34 minutes. Now he's in the starting lineup officially. 20 points a game, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Yes, sir. That's basically close to his average there. He's a plus 0.4 on the floor, so still squeaking out a plus there. We'll take it. And then he missed the entire month of April, truly unfortunate. And then March comes, so now he's back in the lineup after missing a month. And, his minutes came down a little bit to 27. Putting up 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists, back to a minus 3.2 on the floor. And then May, 29 minutes a game, 15 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, a minus 7.2 on the floor. So, after that injury, he was just never quite the same. And I really think that's kind of the difference here. And I really think that's the pure solidification here of Anthony Edwards over Lamelo Ball for Rookie of the Year. Lamelo Ball, maybe caught some hot streak there with this Hornets team once he got to that starting lineup. But after the injury, they were just never quite the same. They could never get it going. And I understand, the injury is truly unfortunate here. But we just saw Anthony Edwards literally getting better every single month. He wasn't even playing. We'll break it down right here. Karl Anthony Towns, he only played 50 games. He missed a lot in the starting month. Once again, kind of hurting Anthony Edwards in that beginning. And then Karl Anthony Towns comes back in January, or in February, mid-February here. But D'Angelo Russell is not there, folks. D'Angelo Russell didn't come back till April, and that's kind of when we saw the drastic turnaround here by Anthony Edwards, because it's not all him. You can't rely on a rookie to get it done himself. I mean, no rookie does that besides LeBron, and he came out of high school, so you give him a lot of credit for that. I mean, we just never see that happening here, that a rookie makes that much of an impact by himself year one. That just does not happen. So, once he was getting everybody good to go, then we start to see him hitting his stride in April, and then when he's had the practice with the teammates, May comes, he played 8 games, started 8 games, and bango, plus 7 on the floor, 27 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. So it's just great scoring production, getting better after every single game, after every single month, where Lamelo just could not get back after the injury. And it's unfortunate, but I mean, you have to take that injury to account, folks. You can't live in April. You can't live, or not in April. You can't live in March. You can't live in March. You can't live in February. You have to live throughout the entire season. And Anthony Edwards got better every single month. And I got to give him the Rookie of the Year, folks. I cannot give Lamelo Ball the Rookie of the Year for missing 20 games, games and then not really kind of recovering to what they were. I mean, we can't take it into consideration. Well, maybe can we? What's the play-in tournament game counted as? It's not a regular season game and it's not a playoff game. Can we still count that as rookie of the year potential games? Because he just floundered in it. So, without the game, we still give it to Anthony Edwards. With the game, we definitely give it to Anthony Edwards. So if you want to count the game or not, it's not going to make a difference here. He did not play well in that game. So just Lamelo Ball cannot get back to what he was before the injury. Truly unfortunate. Anthony Edwards was absolutely spectacular in May. We got to give it up for him. So Anthony Edwards, in our opinion, is Rookie of the Year, folks.